Wellness for Life is brought to you by Purim Physical Therapy, Gothenburg Chiropractic Clinic, MAHUBE OTWA Community Action Partnership, CHI St. Joseph's Health Weight Management Center, and Natural Alternatives.
Hi, my name is Ernest Hutta. Welcome to Natural Alternatives. Natural Alternatives is a group of practitioners here in Monongah, Minnesota that work together, the synergy of practitioners working to help you heal and rejuvenate your health. Today, we're going to spend some time talking a little bit, a very, very brief overview of an issue that people suffer with and we see in our clinic very, very regularly called carpal tunnel syndrome. And the basic concept of carpal tunnel syndrome is that there is a pinched nerve in the wrist, and it's called a medium nerve, in this portion of the wrist that will come down and create typically a referral of numbness or tingling and pain in these, the index finger, the middle finger, and the thumb, this branch area. And so we'll be showing a picture later that demonstrates the techniques that are done in the medical profession to address releasing this. The idea is that swelling or inflammation or irritation of this carpal band, which you could visualize, a tendofascial band that goes around your wrist and your muscles and nerves passing through this. The idea is to go in and do surgery to release this and take the pressure off the nerve. That's going to resolve the numbness and tingling and pain and irritation that people experience. Now, there's a very, very easy little test that we do in our clinic to help find out, is this actually a positive test for carpal tunnel? So what I'll do is take the person's wrist and bend it back. And number one, if they start feeling increased pain or tingling or numbness just with this move, that's potentially a good indication that the carpal band is compressing this nerve. But it also is very, very easy demonstrated by just tapping on the wrist, the palm of the wrist and the area in here and asking, do you feel numbness or tingling when I do this? Is it increased pain or discomfort? No? Okay. So again, if a person doesn't feel any increased pain or discomfort when I tip that wristband, what I'm doing is putting this in extension, and that medial nerve is even under more compression. And theoretically, if they had full carpal tunnel syndrome, this should hurt more. They should have pain, much, much more pain or tingling, shooting and discomfort going on in the thumb and index finger. And most of the time when people come to me saying, well, I've been diagnosed with carpal tunnel syndrome, and I do these little simple tests, I don't find that they have actually a positive response to carpal tunnel syndrome. So what else is the issue? Well, this interesting whole branch of nerves that feed the entire arm and wrist and fingers and all this comes through the forearm, up into the shoulder, your neck, upper back. In fact, in one of my lessons when we talk about a syndrome called thoracic outlet syndrome, we've seen vascular components and neurological components create symptoms that can be numbness, tingling, and pain. And so in our clinic, what I try to do is, if in fact they produce a positive test to carpal tunnel syndrome, I'm going to go in and try to use microcurrent therapy. We use a machine called an electroacuoscope, and I'm going to go in and, using this device, come in and treat this entire nerve. So I'll put a pad through here and a pad through here, but I'm also going to treat all the extensor and all the flexor muscle groups and all the way up into the shoulder and forearm in here, because again, there's a very, very simple rule of thumb to understand about nerve compression, or the idea of entrapment, encroachment, or impingement. And that is, it's 6 times more likely to entrap, encroach, or impinge a nerve in muscle than it is within a joint or bone in an articulation. And remember, the concept of carpal tunnel syndrome is that it's in a compression of the bone structure and the articulation of this wrist. Sometimes it's actually a wrist that is actually out of place. We've many times recommended people go to see a chiropractor and get the adjustment of the wrist bones, because there are many bones that make up this complex structure of your wrist. So we'll recommend that. But many, many times it just comes down to simply treating all the damaged muscles or irritation. And the other unfortunate part I try to tell people is to avoid the surgery if at all possible, because there is also post-surgical complications. And not to say that there isn't times where surgery is beneficial. In fact, some people come back with incredible results. But when you go in and do surgery and you start slicing this carpal band, you're also creating scar tissue. And scar tissue can be your nemesis down the road. I've seen people come into our clinic and having a lot of pain and discomfort because of the scar tissue that has actually now become the source of pain and discomfort. So again, it's not always a win-win deal. Our goal using the electroacuoscope is to go in and treat and hyperstimulate these damaged areas. And in her case, I'm going to go in. She's had some carpal tunnel symptoms, not syndrome, but symptoms. And we're going to go in and actually start treating that and helping her get rid of some of the pain and discomfort. So again, I'm coming in over the top side. The typical point of compression for the carpal band is in the wrist on the inside. So we're going to drive that juice right straight through. And I'm going to do this along with putting heat on here. The key here is that if you're suffering with this dysfunction, please come into our clinic, get a chance and opportunity to see what natural alternatives can do. The synergy of people like Dr. Mark Wheaton and Dr. Dave Gottenborg and Dr. Anderson, myself, and our staff of therapists that can help you try to resolve this issue and hopefully avoid surgery. Thank you very much, and get on our website, look at our trailer about natural alternatives.
Coming up on Wellness for Life.
On Wellness for Life today, we're talking with Janice Renner. We're at MAHUBE, OTWA in Detroit Lakes. We're going to be talking about energy assistance today. Hi, how are you?
Great, thank you.
Good. Let's talk a little bit about energy assistance. First off, Janice, tell us, what is energy assistance?
Well, energy assistance is a program that we facilitate through our agency to assist households pay their heating and electric bills.
Okay.
Our program year starts October 1st is our fiscal year, but the applications become available to clients usually around late August to beginning of September for clients that have been on energy assistance in the previous year, and then open to the general public that have not applied previously mid-September.
Okay. You know, I know there are income guidelines, and you have those on your website, don't you?
Correct.
And what is the website that people can go to?
That would be www.mahube.org.
Okay. And that is who can apply. It's all based on income, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a number of variables that we do look at, income being the main factor of whether you qualify or not.
Okay, and right now is the time to get going with the energy assistance.
Actually, the applications won't become available for federal fiscal year 17 until the end of August or beginning of September. But right now is the time that you want to gather your information.
Okay.
So the planning time, the preparation time before you apply. We do look at the 3 prior months of income.
Okay.
So if you sign your application in August, we're going to look at May, June, and July income.
Okay.
And we look at gross income. So it's important that you keep that pay information, that pay, your pay stub information.
Sure. You know, what do you get with energy assistance? What's included? How does that work?
Well, with energy assistance, like a lot of the programs we operate, it's actually funding that we assist that goes right. It's a monetary value that goes right directly to your electric or your heating vendor.
All right.
So it's not intended to pay for your whole year's energy bill payments, but it's an assistance program. And then with that, we have crisis funds that are tied to those monies as well. So once the program or your monies have been used up, if you get in a situation where you need another delivery, or you find yourself in a situation where you might need help with an electric bill, you may be up for disconnect, you can call us and request additional funding through our crisis funds.
Okay.
In addition to that, we also have furnace repair monies and furnace replacement monies. There's some other guidelines that we look at for those services. You'd need to be a homeowner, own your own home.
Okay. What about wood? A lot of people heat with wood yet. Does that qualify?
Absolutely. Wood does qualify. If you supply your own wood, we would send the money then to your electric vendor.
Okay.
But if you have a wood vendor that utilizes MAHUBE services, we can send funding to your wood vendor as well.
All right. Okay. Now, you had mentioned before, if you're in danger of getting services cut off, is that part of the qualification? Do I have to be past due or out of fuel to apply?
Absolutely. Absolutely not,
right.
I should say. We actually prefer that you are a little bit more proactive in applying, and maybe applying before you find yourself in that situation where we have to react immediately to your application. If applications come in and they're not complete, we can't process them. So I guess it's really important for households to know that when submitting an application, make sure that you do fill out all the questions on the application, so don't leave anything blank. we need the income documentation, so income verification, also copies of your utility bills.
Okay.
So heat and electric. A lot of people don't provide us with their electric bill because they feel like they're not heating with electric, but we do need that as it's part of your energy source.
Okay. Okay. And again, now is the time to apply. You can go onto the website or stop by the office here in Detroit Lakes, or you have offices elsewhere too, don't you?
We do. We do. We have offices in Monoman, Park Rapids, Wadena, and Fergus Falls, in addition to the Detroit Lakes office. Okay. Like I said, we can't apply yet. Okay. We have to wait till the end of August or September. The new applications will not be online until those dates.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Again, so check back on the website, and you'll find all the information that you need to apply for energy assistance. Thank you, Janice, for being with us.
Thank you.
That'll do it for Wellness for Life.
Thank you for watching Wellness for Life. Brought to you by Perham Physical Therapy, Gothenburg Chiropractic Clinic, MAHUBE OTWA Community Action Partnership, CHI St. Joseph's Health Weight Management Center, and Natural Alternatives.